So these 5 shifts have completely transformed my life, and I know that they can have the same effect for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first mindset shift is that everything is happening from you, not to you. This one is especially powerful if you've ever caught yourself thinking, why is this happening to me? Or why does this thing happen to me all the time? And we all slip into the victim mindset sometimes. It's okay. But it's staying there that keeps you stuck. And when you shift from believing that things happen to you to things happening from you, you take the power back in your life. And really, this is a shift about how you respond to the situations in your life. Of course, there are things that are out of your control, but what you can control is how you respond to them. And that's what this is all about. The idea is that any situation that you experience is not only determined by the situation itself, but also your response to it and your perception of it. And that you can control. And so making this shift is like moving from the passenger seat to the driver's seat of your life, where you're not passively noticing that everything's happening to you and just responding automatically. Even in tough situations and challenging moments, you have the opportunity to shift your mindset and see it in a different way. And once you start doing this, you completely take the power back in all areas of your life. 2 people can experience the same situation and have a completely different internal response. And you have that power. Through the power of your perception and your perspective of different situations, you can choose whatever experience that you have, meaning that situations really are happening from you, not to you. The second mindset shift is to start catching your what ifs. So what if is a question that our brain is constantly thinking about when it comes to the future. What if this happens? What if I act in this way? What if things fail? What if things go wrong? And our brain has this negativity bias where it tends to generally focus on the negative possibilities, usually because it's trying to imagine the worst case scenario so that we can prepare for it, which sometimes is helpful, like maybe in a dangerous situation, but oftentimes it actually holds us back. And notice how just one negative thought can send you down a trail of other ones. And we get caught up in this thinking, feeling loop where we imagine the worst case scenario and then it makes us feel anxious. And then we feel anxious and we have more thoughts that make us feel more anxious. And it's a cycle that goes on like this. And so catching your what ifs is getting in the middle of that cycle, getting in between that process, pattern interrupting it, and choosing to choose a new cycle where instead of asking what if followed by the worst case scenario, you can start asking what if followed by something else. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that worst case scenario won't happen, but you can also shift it to what if, even if that thing happens, I can respond to it in a way that is empowering to me. A big thing with what ifs is when it comes to failure, right? A lot of us think, what if I fail? And now I want to offer you a framework that I think can really help with this. And it's called the 50-50 rule. So the idea is that 50% of your goals should have a 50% fail rate. So ultimately that comes down to about 25% of your goals failing. And what this does is it allows you permission to dream big, knowing that it's possible that you might fail. And it also tells your body that it's safe to fail. It almost makes you excited to fail, and it completely shifts your perception of failure. And so when you do this, you dream bigger, you're more ambitious, and you're not so defeated when you come up against a failure or a setback. The third mindset shift is to see the gift in your losses. So there is this formula from Ray Dalio, which is that pain plus reflection equals progress. And the idea is that if you're facing painful or challenging situations in your life, you can create progress by reflecting on it. And if you don't have that reflection, then you're just left with pain, right? You don't get to that progress point. And so every loss or challenging experience that you have or setback has some hidden gift that is available to you if you're willing to look for it. And this is so important because also if you're aiming for big things in your life, then it's inevitable that you're going to have some setbacks, some failures, some pains that you have to come up against. But don't make the mistake of turning away from that pain or ignoring it or trying to escape it. When you can actually embrace it and lean into it and use it as a tool for your own progress by reflecting on it, it becomes a tool for your personal and professional growth. So in that sense, pain can actually be really useful. It can actually be a tool for you, but only when you choose to be reflective about it. And the moment that you wish that the pain wasn't there, you're actually choosing to stay the same, which ironically leads to more pain. It's almost like in life sometimes we have to choose our hard, right? There can be the hard of staying in the same place, or there can be the hard of pushing yourself and growing into something new. And ultimately it's your life. You get to choose which one of those you go for, but both of those will have different consequences and your experience of life. So the idea for this is that to grow, You must go towards and lean into what is uncomfortable and then reflect on it consistently to create progress. And that means that even if you do lose or if you do fail in a certain situation, it turns it into a valuable lesson that can propel you forwards. And so suddenly your failures become feedback, and it's a simple mindset shift that can change everything. The fourth mindset shift is the idea that discipline actually creates more freedom. It doesn't take it away. This is something I experienced in my past, where I used to think that if I was disciplined and that I followed through with the things that I said I was going to do and that I committed to, that it would be restricting my freedom. But what I've realized is it's actually completely the other way around. The more that I am disciplined in saying I'm going to do something and then doing it, the more freedom it creates, because I'm not trapped and enslaved by my own limitations, my own limited beliefs, my own unhelpful habits. Suddenly I can start breaking through those, and it's only the discipline that does that. The discipline actually creates more freedom. It doesn't take it away. So the idea is that when we commit to discipline, we actually gain more autonomy over our actions and our choices, empowering us to steer our lives in the direction that we want to go in. The fifth and final mindset shift is that not everything happens overnight. This is something that I've had to learn the hard way, and I think many people have. But success takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort. It varies and differs for everyone, but ultimately, you'll see the consistent thing amongst all successful people, which is that they've consistently put the time, the energy, the focus, and the dedication in to being successful in their field. And I truly believe that nothing great is ever achieved without patience, determination, consistency, and discipline. And I think that one of the biggest shifts that we can make is between no and not yet. I think all the most successful people in the world understand delayed gratification. The idea that there is something that is waiting for them if they're consistently able to put in the work to work towards that future. It is having a vision for the life that they want to live and consistently taking aligned action towards that, and knowing that the more that they do so, the closer they're moving towards their goal. And you can apply this in your life as well, but know that if you're making a change or you're trying to change something, doesn't always happen overnight, and that's okay. Remember that as you pursue your goals, embodying more patience actually allows you to be able to ride the storm and stay calm when you're dealing with the ups and downs that are inevitable when it comes to the journey of striving for success. And having that persistent attitude, that persistent mindset, ensures that you keep moving towards that future no matter how hard things get. And so when it comes to applying these 5 different mindsets, don't expect it to happen overnight. Keep putting in the work. Remember that if you improve by just 1% every day, over the course of a year, you will have improved 37 times. So keep putting in that 1%. Keep showing up for yourself every single day. Keep making these little mindset shifts, catching yourself when you're acting, thinking, or feeling in a way that's not aligned with you, and switch it up for something that is more aligned. So you might not see results instantly with these mindset shifts. Maybe you will, but I promise you that if you keep applying these mindset shifts in your life, you will experience some huge shifts in all areas of your life. Go ahead and let me know in the comments which of these mindset shifts resonated with you most, or what else you might include if you could add some to the list. And if you did like this video, then please be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone that you think might like it. And until next time, remember that your mindset creates your life. I'll see you soon.